Hi, good evening everyone. Today's topic is regarding UI policies. In the previous sessions, we have discussed what are client scripts and what are the types of client scripts and how they execute. And apart from that, we have learned the methods in both glide form and glide user methods. And today we are here to learn about UI policies as it is a part of client-side scripting, as it works on or executes on the server side or on the browser level or in the form level. Okay, let's write what are the UI policies. UI policies execute on client side or form level or browser level. As we have already client scripts, but UI policies execute based on UI policies or UI policy actions without writing script. Okay, like the path to open the existing UI policies are: go for filter navigator, type UI policies and click on all. It will show all the existing policies. Okay, let's see. Click on filter navigator, type UI policies. Under system UI, we have the UI policies here. Okay, and these are the other ones like mobile UI policies under system mobile. Under system UI, we have the UI policies. Click on this part or this module, and it will allow you to see the list of UI policies already existing in ServiceNow instance. Okay, click on new button to create a new UI policy. In the UI policy, we have only for this part we have only 4 customizations or the column behaviors. Okay, I'll show you what they are and how they are. Like in the client script, to make a column mandatory, what we use, like what is the method name?
Set mandatory.
We use g underscore form dot set mandatory. Okay, but regarding this requirement in the UI policy, we don't use any script for this. Okay, no method, no script. We have already predefined functions there. Okay, and regarding the UI policy actions, we have only 4 now till now. Let's write them like what they are. Like the first one will be making read only, like read only. Second one will be mandatory, like hide or show, hiding a column, like showing a column. And fourth one will be clear a value or clear column value. Make it as clear column value. These are only 4 column behavior things where we can achieve by using UI policy without any script. Okay, and we can go for condition based also. Like with condition, we can make these 4 things without writing any script. Okay, let's see how we can make, like I will go for a basic example how we can create an UI policy and existing table form. Okay, for this the path will be filter navigator, UI policies, and click on new. Okay, and here we have a new record of UI policy application. On which table you want to apply this UI policy, just we need to mention the table name here. We'll go for our application table called the passport application table, u underscore passport underscore application, and application scope is global. If you want to execute this script, it should be in active true. If you uncheck this part, it doesn't execute. Okay, just click on active, and in the short description mention why you are creating this UI policy, like demo of UI policy. Okay, And order is, if you have multiple UI policies on the same form, the same thing applies for this order also. Like least order value of UI policy executes first, and highest value of order of UI policy executes in the last. Okay. And here we have two sections here, the major important sections in the UI policy. First one is when to apply, and second one is script. If you want to write any script, then we have an option to write a script. Okay. If it is true, we need to mention here. If it is false, we need to mention a script here. We'll come to that later. Okay. First, we'll go for when to apply. Like we have some conditions here, like when to apply this UI policy on the condition based format. Like for example, if uh, if gender is male, then what we need to do, we can do in this actions. Like we have some UI policy actions. After saving this form, I'll show you. Just remove this part, just save, and it will appear some related sections here, or related list here, like UI policy actions. Come to the towards bottom of the page, and you can see like you have UI policy actions, and you have UI policy related list actions. Okay, I'll show some demo like how it will be. Let's go for history and create a new passport application record. It's not available here. Click on filter navigator, like tables. I want to make a column mandatory, like the father's name and mother's name. I want to make these two columns as mandatory by using UI policy. Okay. We know how to create them by using the client script, like g underscore form dot set mandatory. I'll show you by UI policy. Go for UI policy. Our table name is passport application table. And here we have when to apply. And we have some four options here. First, we'll discuss this part, like what is global here. If global is selected, it will apply for entire form views. Like we have multiple views for the forms. If you select as global, it will apply to all the form views. Okay. If you uncheck this box, it will ask you the view name here. For example, if you have any customer view or end view, if you want to execute this UI policy on a specific view, we need to mention the view name here. Unless if you click on this global checkbox, it will apply towards all form views of the table. Okay. If you want to execute this UI action policies when the form is loading, then click on this checkbox. If not, uncheck this box. Okay. Apply this UI policy actions when the form is loaded and when the user changes values on the form. It both works as onload and onChange, because if you change the value, then automatically the form will refresh and load again. Okay. And then we have reverse if false here. Reverse the effects of UI policy actions when conditions evaluate to false. For example, here I am mentioning like father's name and mother's name as mandatory without any condition. Okay, we'll go with a condition and you'll learn, get this point called what is reverse if false. Okay, and inherit, we know that inherit is an option which is used to apply this UI policy on the child tables. If you have any child tables for this table called passport application table. If you don't want to apply for this UI policy on child table, then uncheck this box. Okay. Then we have something called UI policy actions. Go for this related list, click on new button, and here we need to mention what we want to do on particular columns of this table called passport application table. Like select the field name here, like my field name, I want like father's name. We have three options for each and every categorization. I just mentioned these four here, like read only, mandatory, hide or show the column, and clear the column value. We have only four things here, like mandatory, visible, read only, clear the field value. I want to make this father names as mandatory. Just go for mandatory column and make it as true. We have three options here, leave alone, true, false. False is reverse, true is making a column mandatory, leave alone is nothing but ignore that thing. Okay, we don't want to touch this part. I just make it as true and click on submit. I'm not touching anything here. Okay, I'm not going for visible, read only, or clear the field value. Click on submit, and you can see automatically the father's name converted to like the mandatory field with the use of UI policies. Okay, if you want to execute another UI policy in the same part, go for configure, go for UI policies, open this demo UI policy. In the same UI action, like UI policy actions, you need to mention another action like what you want to do. Go for UI policy actions, click on new button, and I want to make the mother names also like as a mandatory. Go for field name, select mother's name column, and select mandatory as true here because we are making this column as mandatory. That's why we just mentioned as true. Click on submit. Then you can see like the two columns will convert towards from general columns to mandatory columns. Let's see, just refresh once for applying the changes. You can see like father's name and mother's name are or mandatory parts. Okay, and if you want to clear any value, like we don't have any like setting value here. If you want to clear this application number also, you can clear by using the clear value field method. Or if you want to make any column read only, we can also do that. If you want to hide any column, we can also do that. Got it? Any doubt here how to make a column mandatory by using UI policy?
How to clear the value, Sharat?
Like here we have done how to make a column mandatory, and we can see how to make a column read only. Like we have this address column or mobile number column, or we have something called gender column, or we don't have gender column because it is a choice field. We have only address and mobile number. I want to make this mobile number as read only, okay, by using UI policy. Same thing, go for UI policy, and we have UI policy actions. Click on new button and select the field name called mobile number and make read only as true because we are making this mobile number as read only. Click on submit. If you refresh this form, then automatically mobile number will also convert to read only. Okay, we have done how to make a column mandatory, how to make a column read only by using UI policy. And let's see the third thing, how to hide a column by using UI policy. I want to hide a column called email here. Okay, just click on new button and select the field name which you want to hide. Click on email, and we have visible here. Let's make it as false because right now the email is visible in the form. If you want to make it as like if you want to make them as hide, you need to select as false boolean value here. If you mention true here, then all the hidden columns will be visible. If you want to make like vice versa, or if you want to hide the columns, we need to mention as false here, like visible false. Click on submit, and then you can see the email column will be hidden from the form. We can see like address and mobile number also there. Like we don't have any email column here, which is hidden by using this UI policy. Let's see the final thing called how to clear the value of an existing column value. Okay, go for UI policies, and I set an value for this address column. Like right click on the column, configure dictionary, and in the default value, I'll just go for this default value section and I just select as some testing purpose. Okay, it is a default value. Just click on update, and you can see like the default value will present in the form in the column called address. If you want to clear already existing values, like which is already pre-populated with some content, then you can directly go towards to clearing the value. Let's see how it will be. I'll show you here. Like go for history directly. Right now you can see like address having some value called testing purpose. If you want to clear this value, go for UI policy and click on new button and select the field name called address and select the clear the field value call like the option. Click on submit. Then if you refresh this part, it won't be appeared, like the default value will also be cleared. We have seen like making a column read only, mandatory, or hiding a column from the form and clear the column value which is already existing without any condition till now. Okay, then we'll go for creating the UI policy with a condition. Okay, like in the client script we need to use if condition or else condition to build the conditions, like to build some condition. Then in the UI policy we have some condition builder directly. Okay, then my requirement is if I open this form, if gender is male, okay, then then make the state column as mandatory. Okay, my condition is if gender is male, then make state column as mandatory column. Okay, regarding the scripting, like if you want to make possible by scripting, then we need to mention if condition, like if u underscore gender equal to like male, then we need to write some glide forms here to quantify this scripting. Okay, like what we can mention, g underscore form dot set mandatory, and in the brackets we need to mention the column name called u underscore state double quotations close comma, we need to mention true here. Okay, we need to write this type of things here and I need to declare a variable first here. Okay, then we need to use this glide forms and other things. Okay, regarding this part, like in the UI policy we don't need any script here to make with a condition builder. Okay, if gender is male, then state should be mandatory. Okay, let's try with a like basic condition itself. Go for UI policy, create a new one. If you select -1 here, like it will create a new record. Okay, sys id -1 equal to a new record. You can see like UI policy new record is created by using this -1. And table is our table called u underscore passport underscore application, and short description is I'll copy this text as a short description, and order is 100, not an issue with that, and go for apply to start. Like we have conditions here in the top, go for conditions and select as gender. If gender is male, then what are the UI policy actions we need to take up? Just save this record, and we have mentioned a single condition called gender is male, then only this UI policy will execute. Okay, without qualifying this condition, this UI policy can't be executed. Go for UI policy actions, click on new button. Like I need to mention state column as mandatory. Go for field name, select the state column here and make mandatory as true here. Just click on submit. Then open this passport application table, just refresh once. Right now we don't have the state column as mandatory. If I select the gender value as male, then only it will convert into mandatory. Okay, just I select for purpose as female here. You can see no changes appearing for the state column. If I select as male here, let's see, you can like the state is mandatory. Got it?
Yes.
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 Then we'll follow the same logic, like we have multiple logics here. I'll write some other example, like if date of birth is equal to some, I'll just give some random date here, then make city column mandatory. Okay, or city column mandatory. Okay, let's see how it will be. Right click, configure UI policies, click on new button to create a new UI policy, and then just copy this query for as a description part, and just select as date of birth. You can see like number of options like on, is, trend, between, after, before, not on, is same, is different, is more than, is less than. Okay, you can see like is same, just select as month, or you can mention on, select the date. Again, to get back all these things, I just make thing as 2025 for easy part. Okay, I selected date as 25 year 8th month 13th date, and date of birth on this date. Then save this record, and we need to apply the UI policy actions below. After saving record, it will appear like it will populate some related list in the bottom. Go for the bottom, click on new button, and select the city name, like select the city column here, and make mandatory as true. Click on submit, and you can see like on based upon condition, then it should execute on the form view. Okay, just go for this part and refresh once, and you can see like state is normal, city also normal. If I select as gender as male, the state will be mandatory. If I select date of birth as the given date, then automatically city also will be mandatory. If I change any date here, like if I select as 11, you can select city is normal. Clear? UI policy actions refers towards only the fields in the columns or columns in the table form, and UI policy related list actions will execute on the related list. We can see like these are related list in the incident form. Let me open the existing incident dot. If I open any existing incident, you can see like these are called as related list. Okay, if you want to execute the UI policy on this type of related list, then you can use this, what they called as UI policy related list actions. Okay, let's see how many behaviors are there regarding this related list actions. Click on new one, like go for incident form, right click, configure UI policies, and we have already existing UI policies on that. Click on new button to create a new one. Like the table name is incident here, short description is some demo of UI policy or UI policies, and I'm selecting without any condition here. Save this part and directly go for UI policy related list actions. Click on new button to create a new UI policy related list action. You can see only one option here visible, that's it. If you want to hide the related list, and if you want to show the hidden related list, okay, just select the related list name. Here we have task SLA, like the task SLA one. Visible false. Visible true is visible in the content. Visible false is hiding the content. Okay, just click on submit and you can open and see history, incidents. If you open any record, you can see like task SLA is hiding here, like it is hiding from the form. If you want to hidden this child instance also, you can hidden. Go for this demo of UI policy or this one. Click on new button to create a new UI policy related list action. Go for list name. What is our related list name here? Affected CIs we have. Go for affected CIs. Click on visible false. Click on submit. Then you can also see only two things here. The previous ones was like hidden by using visible column behavior of UI policy related list action. Got it?
Yes.
Like we have seen like all the things in the UI policy, like how to make a column mandatory, how to make a column read only, and how to make a column visible or hide, and how to clear the value. And also we covered regarding UI policy actions and along with UI policy related list actions. And like we can learn like what is script section here and how it works. And here we have some passport application table, and here it is working on a condition called when gender is male. And I'll just write some script here to execute how it will be working. If you click on script, we have two options here, like run scripts in UI type along with execute if true, execute if false. Okay, if this condition is true, then what should it execute? If condition is false, what should it execute? Let's see. We have options like mobile, desktop, service portal. Click on all. And I want to flash the column with a color like g underscore form dot flash bracket open. Mention the column name here. My column name is state, and I just select as some color called green and -4 for the number of counts of flash. And the same thing applies, like I just give something called with red color if it is false, like if the gender is not male, and I just mention with some red color. Okay, if it is true, it will show in the green color. If it is false, like false is nothing but if it is gender is not male. Okay, save this record and open the passport application table and refresh once. You can see like if state is like gender is not male, then it is showing in the red color. Have you seen the red color pop up that? If I
Yes, sir.
refresh the page,
Yes, sir.
then state is resembling with the red color because the gender is not equal to male. If I select as male, let's see how it happens. It shows in green and make the column as mandatory. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, clear.
Then we'll discuss the major part, the major interview questions, which will like without these questions, interview won't exist. Like what is difference between client scripts, or what are the client scripts differences with UI policies? Okay, the first one will both will execute on client side, browser level, or what they called as something called as form level. Okay, then the second main difference, like it is not a difference and it is a similarity between them. And client script execute first, UI policy execute last. Okay, and the third part will it will be the same part like with the second. Client script execute late, UA policy execute fast. I think everyone knows about the difference between fast and first. First is different and fast is different. Last is different, late is different. Okay, if you make any changes on the form, then the client script will execute first, then the UI policy execute last. And client script will execute late because it has some script and you need to go through complete the script lines. Because it takes some time, then it should be late. UI policy has a minimal scripting thing, then the execution speed is very fast when compared to client scripts. Okay, I'll give an example here. Like uh, in the incident form, by client script we make a column called assignment group as mandatory, or make general as. By using assignment group, we just mention as something called as set a value called hardware. By using client script in the incident form for the assignment group column, I set a value called hardware value for this assignment group column. And in the UI policy for the same assignment group column, I clear the value, like I just mentioned, like clear the value. Then what should be the answer? It consists
Clear.
of values or it doesn't consist of any value? Like the answer will be like it doesn't consist of any value. The clear the value will work in the backend, because first the column of assignment group will have the thing called hardware. Then after couple of seconds, UI policy will execute like in the last, and then automatically it clears the value. Then assignment group will don't have any no value, like empty. It will be empty because it clears the value. It executes first and it executes second. Then we don't have any value for the assignment because it executes first and then executes last. If it is executes first, it shows hardware value because it overrides by using the UI policy. Then the answer will be empty. Assignment group doesn't consist of anything, like it clears the value. Okay, the fourth point will be the same explanation part, like UI policy overrides client scripts as they execute last. Okay, and then client script attracts scripts, whereas UI policy uses actions. Okay, client scripts execute randomly, UI policy executes order wise as order column value base. And then the final part, client scripts have many column behavioral changes by using glide form, glide user methods. Okay, whereas UI policy have only four. Those are called as like read only, mandatory, visible or hide or visible, show, and clear the value. Without using any script. Okay, like here we have something called as catalog client scripts and catalog UI policies, which has to be done like in the further sessions. Click on filter navigator, type maintain items, click on maintain items under catalog definitions, and we have the custom catalog items and our existing catalog items here. Just open any catalog item, and we have something called as in the related list things. We have catalog client scripts and catalog UI policies. If you want to apply this client scripts on this form level called this variables, we can use client scripts or UI policies depending upon the requirement. Okay, we'll show like how to configure a catalog client script for these variables, because these executes on the front end like the browser level or the form level. Let's go for catalog client scripts. Click on new button to create a new catalog client scripts. Just give the name which you want to give for this catalog client scripts. Just make it as demo of client scripts or catalog client scripts. Okay, applies to catalog item, and UI type is desktop. You can change this UI type here, and you can see like applies to catalog item view, applies on RATM, apply to catalog task. If you want to apply this client scripts on all these three things like catalog item along with requested item called RATM and along with catalog task, then we need to check these boxes regarding the requirement. Okay, and we have application Skype as global, and you can see like type here, and we can see like I just discussed in the client script section, where if you click on this type, we have only three: on load, on change, on submit. On cell edit works only for the tables, not for the catalog forms. Okay, and if I select as on load, and here we have script to write here on load. Okay, and if you want to make a variable mandatory, g underscore form dot set mandatory, in the brackets I need to mention the backend name of the variables. Okay, what is a variable name and everything. Go for history, open the form view here, and we need to get the backend name of the columns. If you already know, you can get the backend names, but I want to go with a peculiar. Requested for is my backend name for requested for, comma true, because I want to make this column as mandatory. Okay, just save this record, or you can submit this record, or click on update. And in this part we have a catalog landscape. Go for this part, like configure item, and you can see in the bottom we have one catalog landscape here, one catalog landscape which executes like it has something called as making mandatory for this variable called requested for. Okay, let's click on try it and see. We have something called requested for as mandatory. If I want to make this address column as like, if you want to clear this value, we can use UI policy also. Go for this part, like one plus item, go for configure item. I want to clear the value for the address. go for catalog UI policy, click on new button, and we have some short description here, just mention as demo or testing purpose. And we have when to apply, the same thing applies here, like onload reverse if false, just save once. And we have catalog UI policy actions here, the same thing for the tables what we have seen. Go for the bottom of the page and we have catalog UI policy actions, click on new button, like select the variable name which you want to mention. Okay, just select as delivery address, and if you want to mention some field message type, you can select as info and type the message as enter any valid address. Okay, just click on submit. In the catalog UI policy action, we have extra thing called field message type here. Okay, but here we have only in the tables format we have mandatory, visible, read only, and clear the value. And we have extra two things called value action here along with field message type. Okay, and if you place the mouse point on it, determine if the field must be clear or set a value. Okay, by using this value action we can do both things. Just click on submit, and we have also done with the catalog UI policy. And go for catalog item once. If I click on try it, we can see two customizations on the form. If I click on try it, the requested for is mandatory, and we have something called a show field message part by using UI policy. Clear?